Hello and welcome to HD Free to Play. Today I'm taking a look at a game called Starbreak. Now this is by a company called Crunchy Games. It's been in a beta stage for about 2 years now, and at first I actually confused it with another old game called Cosmic Break, which if I remember correctly was some kind of sort of robot fighting game. It was pretty cool, but I don't know where that's gone now. Anyway, Starbreak. So what's Starbreak all about? Well, if I could describe Starbreak in one word, it would be potential. This game has got serious potential. Now, basically, it's a side-scrolling shooter. Okay. Now, if you played Realm of the Mad God, imagine that with the Permadeath system, but in a side-scrolling format rather than the sort of top-down bullet hell. It's still a bullet hell, just sort of a sideways one. So the way it works is you've got your general controls here. You've got your arrow keys to move. You can jump with an F. If you use D, you shoot. S will throw your special weapon. Now this will be different depending on which character you're using. And well, that's basically it. We also have a sort of shift modifier key, so you can do, well, if we were to go up, and we can jump up, and we can use that to jump us up. And as I said, each character's sort of shift special is a bit different. There is full controller support for the game as well. And obviously you can do your normal things like typing in, so... let's do a little plug here. Hello, people of YouTube. Okay, so now what we do is, well, we start off here, and this is like the sort of Nexus area. It's like your home sign of, this is where everyone meets up and chooses what portal they're going to do. So we're going to go for the Fire Forest mission. Hey, Gorcloud and Nelson, if you've managed to watch this, then hello. Right, so, going to go into the Fire Forest. Now, your A key is used to enter. Now, basically, how it works is, if you played Realm of the Mad God, you'll know exactly what the idea is here. If you want to survive in this game, especially in the earlier levels, you have to stay with the group, okay? So staying with the pack and not dying is key, because, if I fail to mention, this game has permadeath, okay? So once you die, that's it, the character's done. I mean, there is certain things you will level up just by playing the game, and sort of unlockable characters, things like that, but once you die, that's it, you're dead, okay? So, the idea is, get as far as you can, collect as much loot as you can, get as much stuff as you can, and then, well, eventually you have to die anyway, because it's how you sort of level up. It's needed to unlock the new characters, and I believe it will unlock later stuff. Now, I did mention that I would call this game potential, because it's, well, it's really, you see there, Bookbag just died, let's spam the old rip. There we go. Now, the reason I say potential and not just sort of greatness already is because there's still a lot of work to do. The game as a core is fantastic. The core sort of build of the game, the way the engine works, the way everything plays is really damn good. It's not quite ready, and, well, having just come out of beta, I wouldn't expect it to be. But I'm that pleased with how everything runs. I expect this game to be absolutely phenomenal once it's got some extra stuff. Now, the things where it sort of falls down on... Ooh. The things where it sort of falls down on is there's not that much to do. Basically, you've got a few different levels. There's probably about 6 different environments. I've not seen many more. Probably 6. With the amount that I've got to, I've probably seen 6. I've probably entered about 3 of those. There's probably a few more, but the environments, there's a good mixture. Now, the actual loot that you collect is done on a kind of... Well, if you've played a Diablo game, it's like an affix and a suffix system. So it might be, for example, it's not this, but let's have a quick look at our inventory here. We can have stuff like, I don't know why I'm trying to use the mouse. So we got to see the Malified Talons, Prayer Rest, and we've got different things here. So we've got the custom Canticoi repeater here. So you see here, it's got the 5-7 damage, and then it has different sort of modifiers. So this one has longer range, and you have an armor pierce. Now the amount of sort of possible stuff that this can be is kind of limited. But what it does have is, it has cool stuff. So, for example, I found one of these that will bounce. So you can shoot the wall, and the bullets will bounce off. So it opens up different kind of gameplay abilities you can go from there, but it's just not enough. Ooh, where's that shift? Ah, here we go. There's just not enough to really keep it going at the moment. Obviously, every time you die, you want the experience to be as fresh as possible to keep you going. And while the environments do a good job of switching around, they're all randomly generated. The amount of gear you can get is very limited per character. So, for example, this guy, as far as I've seen in the 5 or so hours I've playtested this, and that's been solely with this character. I had a quick go on one of the other characters I unlocked, but it wasn't really for me. With this guy, I found about 2 different sort of base variants for the weapons. There's this shooter thing here, and you get a shotgun, which you just saw that guy using. Now, it doesn't seem to be enough for me. I'd like, if I'm going to replay the same stuff over and over again, I want a bit more. You know, I want to see, you know, maybe 4 or 5 different sort of base weapon types, and then more sort of customizations on top of that. Now, I'm not sure how big the development team at Crunchy Games is, but I don't know. It just needs more, and that's the thing. I wouldn't be calling it, you know, a really good potential game if it wasn't so good in just what it does already. The stuff it does already is amazing because, well, I've got a bit of a background in game development. I did a bit of programming at university. And the way this game's put together, it works really, really well. For a game like this to work, you need extremely good netcode, which this has got. Everything works just fine. You don't see people teleporting over the place unless they've got lag. It's nothing like that. It works. Okay, the game at its core just works, and it's going to be so good when we see some extra stuff added to it. We've just got a chest down here, as you can see. Let's open the chest, see what loot we've got. Now, all the loot is done individually, so you don't need to worry about stealing anyone else's. Although I think a mode where the loot was dropped all over the place, so it's just a massive explosion of loot, and then you have to grab what you want. I think that could be pretty cool. That was one of the things that kept me playing Diablo 2, just the fact that, you know, anyone could steal your loot, so you had to be constantly on the ball. I mean, with this game, you do have to be constantly on the ball because, well, this is one of the first levels, and it's quite easy. But as you go up and up, and especially some of the elite dungeons, each you know, environment has an elite version. Some of them are really, really tricky. But no, the core gameplay itself is just so well done. Really, really, really fun to play. And as a free game, I mean, at the moment, the type of sort of pay-for items they've got in are very minimal. At the moment, it's basic customization. And in fact, the customization even goes away on death as well, which I think, well, personally, is quite stupid. I don't think people are really... Oh, a boss. I don't think people are really going to pay for customization you do lose, so that should definitely be permanent. But right now, there's no sort of stat increasing items, nothing like that. Completely balanced, completely fair game, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. Now you see sort of the bullet hell areas coming in. This is one of the mini bosses. Now, once we get this guy done, we should have a nice... oh, shit. Should have a nice bit of loot after this. You get these sort of boosters here. You just saw the MK1 base damage max go up. If you check your character stats here, the stats go up, and obviously when you die, that's it, the stats are gone. So it's all about collecting your stats, getting various weapons, getting different things. Let's see what drops for us. So the actual items that we can use here are not too much. We can't use that, we can't use that. We've got either a thing here that's exactly the same as what I've currently got, or a thing here which is worse than I've currently got, and it doesn't really have anything particularly different. This is what I'm saying about the items. It just needs to have a bit more. I think, obviously, the core system they've got with the prefix, suffix, that's going to work. They just need to generate more ideas. I mean, the fact that bullets can bounce sometimes and they can penetrate through, and there's loads of different things, like this one version where instead of one continuous thing, you get like 2 that split. And those ideas are really, really cool. They just need some more to add to it. In sort of conclusion, though, this game is really, really good. The base of it works so well. I mean, right now we've got 3 people hopping around. It's not a big group. We can get, sometimes you've got, you know, 10, 20 people all jumping around on a map together, and even in the sort of later boss areas that I've seen for the big fights, you know, you've got loads and loads and loads of people. Obviously, everyone's running around. People are dying. You're seeing the rip bar get spammed. It's a really, really fun game. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go home at this point, because I don't think... Well, I also want to show you another level, but I don't think these guys are going to get very far. And that's one of the other really cool things about it. You can... unless I fly up into the world, you can teleport home at every time, and this creates like a really kind of cool sort of Dark Souls-esque environment. Now, on Dark Souls, I'm sure pretty much most of you would have played it, but Dark Souls, you've got the whole idea of, shall I go back and recover, rest up, or shall I carry on for perhaps even greater rewards? And this game does that perfectly, because as the sort of group that starts off in a level initially sort of dwindles down and dwindles down, you start seeing everyone sort of typing into your chat, oh, shall we continue? And everyone's like, yeah, come on, let's go. And then you'll see someone else die, and all of a sudden your group's thinking, bloody hell, are we really cut out for this? And that's really, really cool. I mean, it's, it'd be very easy to make that just not work at all, but they've done it so right. Well, we're back at home, or the home area as it was. I'll show you the different characters. We've got Shell here. Now this is this guy, the shooter guy, main sort of class, good for beginners apparently. Then there's Dustwing, that's kind of like a melee character. She can like sort of spin around in a big circle. Then there's this ironclad guy, big shield type guy, and then you've got this fabricator who sort of like spawns minions as it were. Now, basically, that's kind of, you've got your different archetypes. So you've got range guy, melee, like a rogue sort of tank, and then well, whatever the fuck you want to call that. But basically, it's not needed to be them archetypes. You find that mainly people play as Shell because it's easy to play, and it's simple gameplay. Everyone knows. So let's show you another level, and I'll show you how difficult this can get. What we're going to do, we're going to pop into one of the sort of alien zones, as it were. I can't remember what it's called now, but let's run up here. So you see here, we've got the normal versions of the zones. And then if we go up here, these red zones here are sort of elite versions. Now, when you actually go and kill a final boss, the thing you just saw me kill was a mini-boss, that will actually spawn keys, and you can use them keys to, go do various things. Let's try a high difficulty. We've seen 6 people enter this one, so let's jump in as well. Ooh. I'm confused. Ah, there we go. Oh, there we go. So, if this is high difficulty, we're most likely going to get trashed, but I think I'm probably going to just scrap this character to show you what it's all about anyway. So, as you go through the higher level zones, you can get sort of bigger boosters. So, once you've sort of capped out a level, eventually the boosters you find on for example, the beginning map will no longer affect your character. So you have to keep going up and up the levels. It gets harder and harder, and eventually you will die. It's part and parcel of the game. But I'll try and die. There's too big of a pack going through and killing everything. But let's try and get killed. I'll show you what that's all about. Here we go. There we go. Just hit everything. Take me, cruel world. There we go. So now we're dead, and we return into being, well, this little spirit thing here. Now, another really cool thing about this game is when you die, you're not just dead and you just disappear straight back to home. You actually get like a little, you can fly around for a bit, you can guide people on, and you can still spam your chats and stuff. So it's, sometimes most people will just sit around not doing anything, just playing the game themselves. But sometimes you get a really, really good group going off that'll talk to each other, chat, have a bit of banter. It's really good community game. So what we're going to do, if I can remember how to. Oh no. There we go. Let's ooh, bear with me. Ah, yes, the old controller. Oh, bear with us. Let's unplug this. There we go. Maybe we can move now. No, we're stuck on right. Oh, hey. Where are we? Ah, there we go. Sorry about that little technical hiccup there. That's what happens when you leave a controller plugged in. So, we're dead. You saw the little level up screen there. You saw what we got, and we start all over again. So, let's get another range guy out. I can't remember his name. There we go, Shell. So, you see we're back with the shotgun. You do get this little stash here, and with that you can store some items away. So, we've got a custom improved frag for us here. We'll grab that. I don't find myself using the special items too much, but another thing you can buy with your money, of course, is stashes. And you can also buy up here character slots, so you can stash a character away and then come back to it later. A free player will only ever be able to just play as the one character, but that's not really a disadvantage. So, overall, really, really, really fun game. It's got so much potential, it's unreal. They just need to do a bit more with it. A few more items, a few different monster types, a few more things just to keep me going in early levels. Because I find myself, I was really, really enjoying it. And then after about 5 hours, the drag of just doing it over and over again. I don't mind games where you have to continuously sort of self-improve and do things over and over again. It just needs a bit more variety at the start to make it, well, worth doing that. Okay, so if anyone's got any questions or comments about the game, feel free to leave your questions or comments down below. Questions or comments, questions or comments. If you like my videos, please do give me a like. I've just started trying to get back into this whole YouTube game, and well, I really do enjoy it. And I thank all the ones that stay with me continuously. I know that a few people do come and watch all my videos, and it's really nice to see that. But if you're not subscribed and you like what I do, just give us a like, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll be doing more videos. The next thing I'm going to be doing. I've actually just been given a key, or rather will be just be given a key from the developers at Link Realms, and I'm going to go through and play that a bit. It's an old school RPG. Looks like fans of the old Ultima series might like it, and maybe people that wanted to see Albion Online go free to play, and well, that's just never going to happen ever. So if you stay tuned for that, that'll probably be, well, once I've got the key. I think the beta comes out, or the Steam beta at least, comes out on the 28th. Well, anyway, it comes out in about a few days. I'm not too sure when that will be. But I'll be playing that, and I'll give a full review of that soonish. Alright then, cheers guys, thanks for watching.